Extremely defiant. Meghan tells Charles that the monarchy will fall apart if he doesn't apologize. Ragingly defying Charles, Meghan Markle declares, "We want a royal summit. The monarchy will fall apart unless you apologize. We are delighted to have you back at our UK Royal News Trend on YouTube." A source close to the royal family claims that Meghan Markle has demanded a genuine apology from King Charles. She's essentially saying, "We won't go to the King's coronation next year unless we get one. Is there a chance she'll get one? No. Should we give her one? No way, no how. Is she going to the coronation? No way." A quote from the source proclaims, "She's aware that the dim one and themselves will be excluded from the coronation's guest list. By threatening, 'Apologies or we won't turn up,' Markle is the first to strike in their retaliation. To play like this is her style. She's a walking book that the palace can interpret with ease. To clear the air, she is now demanding a meeting at the palace. Because of how untrustworthy the duo is, this will never happen. The palace is confident that Markle is actually wearing a hidden recording device." The royal family is suffering at Harry's and the mattress actress, royal household insiders' hands. Surprisingly, the dishonest con artist admitted, "I can't have peace without truth." Unfortunately, she wasn't eligible to specify whether her truth or the real truth should be used. At this point, it's obvious that Harry has no interests other than insulting his own family. Markle is relentless in her insistence that he proceed with this. It ensures that she will continue to be discussed in the media. Harry is not an actor, an entrepreneur, a successful businessman, or an effective politician, so he has no chance of finding work in any of these fields. He is famous for nothing more than coming from a wealthy background. To what extent does Harry's life currently consist of these things? No one else but Meghan Markle. Oh Holy One. I think he would be better off if there was a global outbreak of bubonic plague. Markle is aware that streaming services like Netflix and Spotify will pay a lot of money to hear her claim that the racist royal family made her suicidal and destroyed any chance she had at happiness by hiding the truth. All members of the royal family are bullies, but these two victims stand out for their kindness and compassion. It's odd that Meghan Markle isn't demanding a summit at Kensington Palace to have the findings of the bullying investigation publicly discussed and published in newspaper serial form. It's odd that the person who constantly displays fake compassion isn't demanding that the NDAs of the bullied be lifted so that they can tell their side of the story. Strangely, the fraud doesn't want to meet at the palace to defend herself against the millions of online accusations that she used surrogates. Never before have I seen a woman so far along in her pregnancy maintain such an erect posture. When you load up your front, your spine will curve back to maintain stability. She looks and acts like a perfectly normal woman, albeit one with a tiny baby bump. After all, real medical records and DNA results would easily disprove these allegations. Everybody would have to accept the invisibles into the line of succession if that happened. When compared to Markle, only Harry can go lower. His legacy will be stained by the heinous breach of trust he committed. He's just as bad, if not worse, than she is because they're talking trash about his family. Nonetheless, many people seem determined to pity him and, in effect, excuse his actions by saying that he was a victim of her manipulations and brainwashing. Do not and never will accept that. In my opinion, he has always been a petty, vindictive twerp, and the royal family has covered up his worst qualities, the very definition of protecting him, since they have never done so for anyone other than William. She did not cause his behavior, rather, she allowed him to relax into it. He's been letting it all out. It's about time we started calling this woman by her proper name, in my opinion. A former call girl and con artist, she used Mark to blackmail the royal family into allowing her to marry by threatening to expose their racism. Her ex-lover, who was still living with them at the time, her fake mother, and who knows who else appear to have been complicit in the scheme. By the way, I have long suspected, incorrectly, that Harry is not merely a duped pawn in this game she is playing, but rather an active participant in the smear campaign. He's not just easily led, but a very nasty bit of work, as his decision to cohabitate with someone even more unpleasant shows. Combined, they are the epitome of a terrible couple. As an added bonus, he's a feeble man who's under the control of a self-centered sociopath. In his role as an abuser, he is to blame for the way she treats his kids. Already she's making fun of him and diminishing his worth. The more she can humiliate him before leaving, the more entertaining he is to watch. When it comes to financial support, she is far from done bargaining. While he waits to inherit more money, she plans to do the same. The truth about who she is has been revealed to the entire world. She is the one who will give him his just desserts. Instead of acknowledging his mother's pain and working toward her recovery, he has given her control of his life. Narcissists never make mistakes, though, right? They insist on being the victim at all times and demanding apologies from those who are truly wronged. I don't get the impression that the royal family has been hurt by this. Indeed, their business-as-usual approach has served as an inspiration to the rest of us this week. The likes of Netflix and Spotify have been hurt the most. They were expecting royal dirt but instead got two liars with no sense of self-awareness who acted like monkeys. Who will hire her now to repeat the same old nonsense? She reminds me of a helium balloon that's losing its lift. The incident was set in motion by Meghan Markle's jealousy of Lady Susan Hussey's encounter with Marlene Headley. She's going to go into a tailspin because the royal family is ignoring her. Wall-to-wall surveillance recorded his every move and documented his every bowel movement in a daily report to his parents. Everybody knows they have to keep cranking out new episodes, so they'll keep looking for new sources of content creation funding. And if covering the coronation will bring them newsworthy material, they will be there with microphones and cameras in tow. They will be out of work until they can produce more content. Beyond their contempt for the monarchy, they contribute nothing. They don't help people in need at all. Never mind what they claim they did. We're all aware of this fact. Their lives are one big public relations stunt after another. Two lowlifes. They need to think of a new con. They'll be lucky if the Netflix scandal's financial windfall lasts them 5 years after paying taxes on it, hiring a public relations firm, an attorney, an accountant, a staff member, a groundskeeper, a security guard, and buying polo ponies. At least this time, no apology, no invitation to the coronation, no titles because they were born through a surrogate, and possibly not even Harry's. Does she plan to come clean about her ineffective use of moon bumps and her lack of miscarriages? That's an insult to everyone who has ever experienced a traumatic miscarriage. When will she publicize the fact that she has a daughter? Do you think Harry is aware that he is a stepfather? Is she going to come clean and say she had a hysterectomy and is therefore sterile? Is she going to come clean and say that she used and abused her father just like her jailbird mom taught her to do to men? The ways in which she misled and mistreated her half-sister who suffers from a debilitating illness. Is she willing to admit that she stole some of the jewelry from the late Queen, rather than just borrowed it? Can we also count on her to reveal her true age? Not likely at all. To put it bluntly, a narcissist is incapable of making mistakes or accepting blame. They have no intention of attending, but they will try to steal the spotlight from the coronation by making a spectacle of themselves. They are absolutely unsurprising in any way. What a ridiculous, pitiful pair of con artists they are. You, too? How about the opinions I presented in my video? If so, please show your approval by clicking the like button and then sharing this article with your friends. If not, explain why not, and we can chat about the Sussexes while we're at it. If you want to stay abreast of the latest news from UK royal news trend, then you should definitely hit that subscribe button. Once again, I appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day and I'll see you later.